So let's get to the juice.
Okay.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
Oh, wow.
I'm jumping right in there.
You're jumping right in there.
Yeah.
I used to. I had it for 2 weeks, and then I took it down because my fans says I weren't doing enough provocative stuff as they liked. They felt I was boring on there, so I decided just to come off of there because I guess I wasn't ready for this hotness that the standard that they have right now. But I'll definitely think I'll go back into that. But more,
ask your friends though. Honestly, like you gotta like.
that's
Maybe
true.
they're just too demanding with those people that just signed up and said, hey, this and that. Because you'll find who's your real market when you make yourself more available, you have dialogue, and then you cater to kind of maybe they have specific fetishes. Because not everybody wants to see the whole vajayjay and all that stuff.
That's true. I guess I haven't really understood that platform. That's why I haven't been on there like that.
And also just quick with OnlyFans, it is a lot of people that associated with sex, but there's a lot of different things that you can do on there, right? Like you could do concerts, cooking shows, all types of stuff.
I've seen that. I definitely think I'll come back and revamp it and have some better things on there. But for now, I wasn't. I guess when you see online, you're like, oh, this person started OnlyFans in a week and they made like this amount of money, but it's like, do you know what they did to make all that money? And I had to see it. I was like, shit, I guess I'm not willing to make that money that way yet. No.
Well, like I said, it's just exploring what you're comfortable doing. Because there's somebody for every person that's into something.
Exactly. No,
so when you have more time,
yes,
I would encourage to explore what options you have, and
no, definitely,
you might not have to bear it all.
No, I hear that. I definitely get back into it.
Yeah. So let's talk about BDSM. Since your fans can't get that from you off of your OnlyFans, what are you into sex-wise? Are you submissive or are you dominant?
I guess.
So before break down BDSM, because people in the audience might be tuning in for the first time.
Okay, bondage, domination, and I guess it's what, pseudomasochism or sadomasochism?
Or like, submissive or domination. There is the other acronym that they use instead also.
Yeah, so basically it's about what your sexual preference is in regards to how do you like to be controlled, or do you like to, be submissive in the bedroom? Does it depend on the partner you have?
I guess it really, I am always a really alpha female all the time. So in the bedroom, I do like to be more submissive. I like to have that submissive role just because I feel like I'm alpha all the time dealing with people and, in all this different situations being a businesswoman. So in the bedroom, I like to be way more submissive. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get into a very interesting question from our good friend, The Voice.
Hold on. Before you do that, because you skipped completely over my Steve Harvey question, my dear.
Oh.
Steve Harvey, he had a thing that has gone viral lately, and I'll play the clip for you.
Okay.
1 second here. So salute to Uncle Steve.
Shout out to Steve. I love Steve Harvey.
He says, and let me just play the clip. So I'm getting some tech difficulties. Here we go. Let's see.
All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here.
Wait for it.
You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're guys.
Men think this way?
So the question that I guess started going around is, can men have female friends? Like they're just friends?
It sounds sexist to me, that kind of statement, because people are also categorizing him in the same category as Derek Jackson, that we don't need to look up to them when they're making these statements.
And I guess it depends. It depends. Really, I've had male friends, right, who are friends. Maybe they've never expressed it to me that they've liked me in that way. Maybe I've never got the vibe, but I've had friends where it's just only friends. I would be shocked if they decided to, change that into a sexual thing. Obviously, I'm an attractive woman, and that's a good friend to have, right? But at the same time, it makes sense because men are attracted to women. We're not on the playground anymore, right? It's not like we're not in grade 5. So, and even then, guys had crushes on girls, so, or vice versa. So it's hard. I don't know.
It's not an easy one.
It's not an easy question, no.
Right? And just to also to flip the question a little bit, for these guys to, let's say, your friends, if, and I don't know what your situation is relationship wise, but if, that's not going on and you were just put it on them, are they going to take it? They're just friends, right?
I don't know. Like, he has a girlfriend, so it's like,
what if he has or if he doesn't?
Okay.
Right? But you guys are just friends, but you decide one day, yo, you can get it, homie. Today you're getting it. I'm on one. And you're the one getting it. But you guys are just friends.
It really depends on the male and his self-control and his ability to if he values that friendship. Because once you cross that line, it's hard to go back. It's very hard to go back. So, and that goes with every relationship, not even with, female to female, male to male, whatever. Once you cross that line, you're no longer friends, right? It's more of sexual partner. And that's a whole different energy and all that.
Alizé?
Oh, I have a lot to weigh in on. I think that it's the same thing with a super attractive woman having a lesbian friend. A lot of guys will feel uneasy about that. Okay. Will that girl try to fuck you? She just might, even if she's not coming on to you. So it's the same thing that works with the opposite sex. Once there's an element of attraction that's identified, I think that anything is possible, male or female. Because you can have a guy that's a friend, you can have a girl. People can be bi-curious and they don't actually say it. Because a lot of women and people will say in media, women like seeing women. That's such a public statement. But at the same time, there are some women that will be with a man and say like, oh, I don't feel no way. But it's okay for a woman to appreciate a woman's beauty, but it's like a guy can't appreciate another guy's like manliness. Or no homo is the disclaimer that they have to say.
Can a guy just be friends with a girl?
Well, I was painting the picture, but I think my answer is fair. I think that a guy and a female should be looked at as the same. Okay. If there's an element of attraction, then it will happen, because there are some girls that are attracted to other females and they don't necessarily say it. But if they were presented in a position where they were venting, or let's just say they were, man shaming and man hating and all that stuff, and they were drinking, put some other stuff in the mix, the vulnerability is there when you involve alcohol or drugs. Let's just be real.
That's true.
Friends can just fuck or, mess around with people once there's these things in place.
It was just a moment.
Exactly. And then wake up and say, let's never do this again. And, sometimes people are more attracted to people when they're in a relationship. They tend to have a little bit more sexy or whatever. So I think the vulnerability is when a person has any element of attraction. And that is not something that you say, it is how you feel. Because a man could be popping a boner at any moment, and you might catch it and you can see that's him physiologically expressing that he's attracted in a way. You can't tell so easily on a woman.
That's true.
Nipples can be cold because the air and the wind is there. That's not enough reason to say that she's turned on. Okay,
so I'm going to flip it. Now let's say y'all significant others. Can he have a girlfriend that's just his friend girl?
It's the same thing. Because then you look at the history. Has that person been in their life from before?
They smashed before.
No.
A guy would say the same thing about his girl. If you slam the guy, then you can't unless you know.
Why did I have to throw that one in? Okay, maybe they didn't smash before.
But it depends on the variables. Because once you start introducing, like I said, alcohol or whatever, then the dynamic changes. When you start to introduce previous history, unless you, the person, have friend zoned them past that. Because I've had a situation like that, and I can clearly never revisit that I would ever consider that person again.
Oh, sorry to that, man.
I want to hit myself with the mic right now.
Sorry to that, man.
But it's real. It's real.
What about you, Cash?
I've had male friends where we kicked it, we smoked, we drank, and nothing happened. Like, I go home, he goes home. I vent about my situation.
No, that one. Your man, he could have a very attractive Just a friend girl, not girlfriend, friend girl.
Friend girl. And
It's just my homie. It's just my homie.
And they've been friend girl for a long
From
time.
before you even came into the picture.
Single?
Is she single?
Sometimes at one point she was, and at one point she was, but that's the homie.
I wouldn't say anything, but keep my eye on her. I just keep my eye on her.
Hold on, I got something for that.
Keep my eye on her. That's it.
Investigation.
My eyes on you, girl.
Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all alone with that.
It goes down, right?
It does.
It always depends on the variable because you can't give generic situations for specific answers. Like, it's hard.
It depends.
Uncle Steve got everybody in a twist right now. Salute Uncle Steve.
Well, that was Uncle Steve. So let's meet the voice.